Silence keep clouding me and on my heart, and I.
Montana, give it to them. Drunk by, give it to them. You know what it is when you hear that? Give it to them.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Lambitious Podcast. This is a monumental day because it's 2/22/22, something that no one that is on this planet will see again in our lifetime. So last Tuesday of February, but most importantly, y'all, it's Pisces season. If y'all didn't know, y'all know it's Pisces season. It's time to turn up. I couldn't do this show without my Pisces brother. What's up, Mr. Clarence Francis?
What's going on, Lord Lindley?
Man, just excited. Monumental day, Tuesday, bringing the energy. 2/22/22.
Right.
And
what's 2/22/22 means? Because I've been hearing about like what the meaning of it is and everything. So I pulled it up just to Google it and just to see. But like, you want to explain to the audience in your own words?
What I'm taking from is just a lot of positive symmetry. You know what I mean? And I think it's an alignment with your life, just bringing that positive energy. They already say Pisces bringing that positive energy, and just this is something that we're not going to see again. Of course, we had 1/1/1/1 in our lifetime, but no one else will ever see this again. So what I take away from it is that, just positive energy, symmetry. If you need that alignment in life right now, this is the time to get it.
Exactly. I pulled it up on Google just so that people can hear what that means. It says good things coming Tuesday, at least this Tuesday it does. The date February 22nd, 2022. When you write it 2/22/22 is called a palindrome, meaning it reads the same forward and backwards. So it says it also falls on Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday.
Yep, Taco Tuesday. So it's a part of an 8-day palindrome. So that's the meaning of it. And I've been seeing a lot of things on the web talking about like past events and what can happen on today and new beginnings and stuff. But
we're missing out on a big thing, Pat. It's National Margarita Day too.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that. It's Taco Tuesday, National Margarita Day. Is I mean, it's so many things on right now. Mardi Gras time, the rodeo about to start. I mean, if you can't get excited right now,
right,
then I don't know what's wrong with you. At least if you're in the Houston area.
Exactly. So there's a lot going on, and of course we have an awesome guest tonight. We're going to be talking about veganism, and to go vegan or not to go vegan, what should we do? So why should we go vegan? But before we get into that, you want to talk about some current events?
Let's do it.
All right. So I guess like just recently we had the 75th anniversary All-Star game with the NBA, right? And of course that was a awesome event. Michael Jordan made an appearance. I got my shirt on. Who is the GOAT? We had Jordan and LeBron James in the same building, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but also another athlete, former Laker, Kobe Bryant,
my boy,
whose wife showed up, and they received the Kobe and Gigi Advocacy Award for the WNBA. So she was there, and Chris Paul won the award. But we wanted to talk a little bit about that because people on social media were making some hurtful comments towards her in regards to her outfit and her weight. And so, of course, LAMP is about mental health awareness, and we was aware of that when we found out online. So what are your thoughts on that, Mr. Lindley?
So it's layers to it. First of all, in my opinion, first of all, to acknowledge the award is for the advancement of the WNBA and for women's basketball, which if anybody knows NBA, some of those guys' salary is more than what the whole entire WNBA makes. So just to kind of, so this award uh, was basically created for that, to acknowledge, hey, the women's game, women can hoop too, right? Next, Kobe was a big advocate for that. He loved the women because women have the skill level. They might not have the athleticism and can jump out the gym and do windmills and stuff like that, but they have a high skill level for basketball. So he wanted to bring awareness to the game, and like Lamp, like you said, bring awareness to certain things. So I'm just giving some background on it. But to answer your question, um, that the mental health piece of that is that we don't know how people grieve. You know, some people eat, some people work out. Like there's no perfect formula to say how someone is to grieve, but I think people were out of line judging Kobe's ex, not knowing what she has going on with her life. She's been nothing but elegant and graceful during this whole process. You know, she even sued LAPD for them exposing pictures of the crash site for for Kobe and her daughter Gigi. So, we don't know what is going on with her, whether it's a weight gain or not. We've all gone through issues in our life where sometimes your weight can fluctuate. So I just find it, that's not the time or place. And I think we're in an era right now where social media just tries to expose everyone. So I just find it was distasteful, in my opinion. We don't really know what's going on. Hell, next week she could be in a 2-piece, right? So that's just how it is. So, but I didn't find it very tasteful.
Right. And just to sum it up, one of the quotes, I think someone on Twitter, Kelly Fields, summed it up best. People sitting on Twitter talking about Vanessa Bryant's weight, whether she's pregnant, large, or wearing a big coat, is no one's business. She's beautiful and brave. I hope you never, ever have to be publicly ridiculed. So that's one of the things when you're in the limelight, whether you are the star athlete or married to one, it's a big deal, and you're going to be subjected to criticism. So along with there's a couple other high profile, one athlete and one musician. Both of them have been in the limelight recently in regards to mental health awareness as well. So can you touch on this? Because Kanye West and Antonio Bryant, they both have been in the media talked about as people who are experiencing mental health issues or mental breakdowns. But both of them have actually come out and said that they are perfectly fine and that this is just them. So what are your thoughts on this, Mr. Lindley?
I just feel like with both of them, they are different and they think outside the box. And when you think about even Kanye, when he said that this is no longer Black history, this is about new Black history or whatever. Anytime you go against the grain, it's one or two things. It's one, I think, me, and this is just my opinion, I just feel like when you go against the grain, you want to bring attention to yourself, whether it's warranted or not, right? And then the second thing, I think, anytime that you say things like that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're wrong going against the grain. You just think differently. And I think that's a beautiful thing at times. People going to say, man, Antonio Brown's crazy, da, 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 da. But then when some of the facts start coming out, it was like, which side do you believe? It was more to the story than just that, Now, with Antonio Brown and Kanye, the thing that hurts both of them, they have a history of this. If it was a one-time occurrence, then you'd be like, hold on, he's never had this. Like if Denzel Washington, we're used to a certain Denzel. If Denzel just went left on something, then we would be like, hold on, that's not his character. Like something is deeper than this. Both of them have a history, and I think that's what's playing against both of them. They both have a history of just doing things awkwardly, and then Kanye is just like, I don't think he appreciated Kim when he had her, and now all of a sudden he's like, come back to me and all this and not it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I just feel like if it was a one-time occurrence, then it's fair game to be like, okay, something is not right.
Right.
But
I
these
totally
guys have
agree.
a storied history. Then now it's kind of like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I totally agree, because if you look back at the history of both of these high profile, one athlete, one musician, you can see that they've been doing things like this pretty much their entire career. And I had a chance to watch the new Netflix documentary on Kanye West. I think it's called Genius. And it's really good. The first episode is out now, and I just watched it. And to be honest with you, Kanye has been Kanye since he was a little kid, and his mother, Miss Donda West, who he names his album after, his latest albums. She's on there just talking about how he was as he was a little kid, and basically he was Kanye when he was in second grade. That same Kanye you see in second grade is who you see now. So the next one I want to talk about is another high profile athlete, and his name is Cam Newton. Cam Newton was recently on the Brittany Renner show. Brittany Renner she came up as an Instagram model, and now she is high profile, has her own talk show. He had Cam Newton on there, and he was talking about how he is not the man for the mother of his 4 kids. During his career, he's had 4 children with this young lady, the mother of his kids, of course. And he came out and recently said that, he sees that he's not fit to be a father. So we're going to have a show coming up talking about that, about marriage. But what's your thoughts on this, Chip?
So I could see it on both sides on this one. One side I could see like, well, why did you have 4 children with this woman before you're like, well, hey, I can't be the husband for this woman, but you were good enough to have 4 children with her, but you're not good enough to be her husband. You know what I'm saying? But on the other side, I can see transparency from him being like, I might have felt a certain way about you and I love you and we have kids together, but I'm not that man for you. It's a difference between being a great father and a great husband, or a great, people might not want to hear that, but it's the truth. Sometimes you have to, those are 2 different roles. I might be the perfect man for you or husband for you, but I'm not a great father, or vice versa. And so to say that, hey, I'm gonna be a great father for these 4 kids. I'm thankful to have these kids with you, but I'm not that guy for you. I'm not your husband. So I can see both sides, because that's just how I think.
Mm-hmm.
But, most people are going to be more on the first side than the latter. They're going to be like, well, you're good enough to have 4 kids with me, but now you're telling me you can't be my husband.
Right.
So I see both sides on that one.
So, and there we go. Like we said, we're going to have a show on that next week, because that's a topic all in itself where we can have an entire couple of shows on that. And we're going to have Thurman and Elizabeth Miles, who is the parents of Lady T. They will be on the show next Monday. Right now, we're looking at February 28th. So tentatively next Monday, same time though. And they will be on to talk about the power and the purpose of marriage. So that's going to be a great show episode. So if you are, anybody could listen to this show and get to that show and give their input and thoughts on marriage, good or bad or in between. So like I said, next week we're going to have a great show. But this week, today, we have a great show and a great guest. You ready to bring her on?
Let's do it.
All right. So the person we have on the show today is Cynthia Zamora. How are you doing?
Hi, guys. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. So Cynthia, you are, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, but you are a vegan, correct?
I do consume a vegan diet, yes.
Okay. So we're going to get into, why did you become vegan and how long has it been? What brought about this change, this lifestyle change in your life. So right now I'm gonna give you a couple minutes. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience and let them know a little bit about your background, your career, education, or whatever else you want them to know about.
All right. So a little bit about me. I have had most of my career in sales and marketing for about 9 to 10 years, and got my degree in psychology. So I really like that you guys have this podcast that is focused towards mental health, because I am a bit advocate for mental health as well. Um, but recently I'm going through a career change where I switched to getting my bachelor's in nursing. And that's kind of what led me to this vegan lifestyle, or this journey of becoming um, a vegan. So, um, learning about our bodies and what they need to survive, I started to look at myself and say, okay, how can I get better? So, I'll give you more details about that as we go through.
Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
So, a little bit about your background. Of course, we met each other through work previously, and
Mhm.
let me bring Chip back in real quick. So, even back then, it seemed like you lived a healthy lifestyle, but you decided to make this change. So, why did you become a vegan?
So about 5 years ago, I went to the doctor, for my yearly checkup, and did some blood work, and had a doctor tell me that my cholesterol was super high. I thought I was trying to be healthy. I would eat better. I would exercise 3, 5 times a week. It wasn't consistent, but it obviously wasn't working for me. So she told me if I didn't lower my cholesterol, actually, she prescribed me cholesterol medication, and that is a medication you stay on for the rest of your life. I never took it. So then the last year, I was told again by another doctor if I didn't lower my cholesterol, she would have to put me on a medication. And hearing it one too many times was enough for me to say, okay, I need to make a change. I need to figure this out. And that's where I decided that I needed to take control of my own life and diet. And that was lowering my cholesterol.
So I guess one of the questions I would have is like, what are some of the noticeable changes that you feel immediately if when you change your diet?
Right. So, good question. When I went to the doctor, my cholesterol was way out of range. And if you know that most heart diseases, or high cholesterol leads to heart diseases are one of the top ways people are uh, dying. So, um, by taking all animal products out of my diet, which is where you get most of your bad cholesterol from, um, brought down my cholesterol by a whole lot. don't have the numbers with me, but also dropped my triglycerides, which is the fat in your body that's roaming around. My sugar, blood glucose dropped as well. I was pre-diabetic. I was on the verge of being put on high cholesterol medications, and I lost 20 pounds in 2 months, just changing what I ate, which was no animal products, no dairy, no meats. And then after that, I dropped another 10 pounds of adding exercise into that, which was like a 3 month. And that would have taken me in the past, like I've never achieved that before. So yeah.
Well, congratulations. But you always
Thank
gonna
you.
meet somebody like me, right? I'm a
Okay.
carnivore. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Like so if you not to convince me, but if somebody that is said, hey man, I gotta have my beef or I have to have my meat or whatever, what would you explain to them as a vegan? You still can
Mhm.
get that nourishment, but it's in a healthier way, and that you know that can add years to your life.
Right. Great question. So, um, there's a documentary on Netflix called what is it called? Game Changers, the Game Changers. And they put it best. There's this very powerful man that comes out on there, built like an ox is what they call him. And he says, what do the strongest animals eat? And it's plants. It's plant-based foods. So us as humans, we don't need to go to the animal to get what they're eating. We can go straight to what they're eating to nourish our bodies, just as healthier than eating meats. Because if you look into what meats do to our bodies, it's harder to digest. Your body has to work harder. Animals are injected with antibiotics, carcinogens, things like that. So
I never thought about that. That's a great point. You're saying like some of the like people pay all this money for a cow. We're about to have rodeo, livestock show and rodeo, and they eat plants, and they're one of the strongest animals on the planet. So I never really thought about it like that. So that's a valid point, Pat. Man, that's a valid point.
yeah.
You're on mute, Pat.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I said that is an excellent point. Can you also explain to us and the audience, anybody out there, what is the difference between vegan, vegetarian, and a plant-based diet?
Yeah, so that's a great question. It's tricky between plant-based and vegan. So I'll start with vegetarian. Vegetarian diet, you just don't consume any meats, any turkey, beef, bacon. You just take meat out of your diet, but you can still consume eggs, milk, cheese, which those do come from an animal, but it's not in the form of meat. So that's vegetarian, plant-based, and vegan. So in the beginning of this, my introduction, I don't like to call myself vegan because that means none of the things that I use, shampoos, makeup, clothing, contain 0% animals. It's really hard in this world to be completely vegan because we don't live in a vegan world where some things do contain animal products, but plant-based is most of your food comes from plants. And that's kind of like a little bit of a fine line because you can be plant-based but still have like a glass of milk, but you're eating a plant-based meal. And vegan, you're not doing any type of animal products in anything. So that's a little bit of that fine line there. So it's a journey for me. Of course, I want to take animals out of everything, shampoos, makeup, all that, but it is hard in our world. But it's becoming easier. There's a lot more things that are coming up all the time. If KFC just released those vegan chicken nuggets too, so we're progressing.
Yeah, I think most people fear that the taste is just not going to be the same, or it's going to be bland, or like they say everything tastes like chicken, and then you try a vegan nugget and it doesn't taste like chicken. So, where do you go from there? So I think a lot of people are hesitant to even attempt to make a change because they just don't feel like they're going to have that same enjoyment of the food.
Right.
But I did see your Instagram page, and it has a lot of good quotes on there. In like food, I let me pull it up, but I think one of them refers to the fact that food is really for your nutrition, not just for you to go out and just enjoy eating all the time and just, hey, let me be a glutton and overeat every day and trying different foods, and even when you're not hungry, you're still eating. So I think I saw one of the quotes on there that you had about that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for so long, we've kind of been told, like, in a lot of start with the social events. A lot of them, there's going to be food is one of the main things that's there. You see people that are starting businesses and they have the loaded burrito. You have hot Cheetos, you have cheese, you have meat, you have rice, and ice creams that are like overfilled. So a lot of especially America, food makes us happy. Food is an escape, kind of what you guys were talking about earlier today. Some of us, when we're feeling down, we turn to food because it gives us that boost, that endorphins, I guess. But then we also have to remember, how does it make us feel after we've consumed that big, huge burrito? We feel a little bit sluggish. We're like, oh my gosh, why did I just eat that? That was me. I mean, I remember times where I got a hot dog with chili, fries, a banana split, and then I felt horrible after eating all that. But then I think, like, what's better for me to feel good and healthy? Mentally also, our gut is our second brain. So if we feel like crap inside because we ate like crap, what's that doing to our mind too? So there's a lot more benefits to cutting those bad foods out to living a healthier life, and that's balance as well. I mean, there's bad vegan food too that I occasionally consume, but not very much.
You brought up a good point real quick. I know we run against the time. I have a question. So how do you balance that lifestyle, vegan lifestyle, when you are with friends or family or holidays? Like we just mentioned, it's our birthday season, it's our turn up season.
Yeah.
but I mean, no, seriously though. But like, for instance, it's the barbecue cook-off this weekend, and I mean, I know there's always they're trying to be conscious of alternative lifestyles and things of that nature. But how do you balance if you were to go out with your girls or your friends, or go out of town, or whatever the case may be, to balance that? And because there's not going to always be vegan options, how do you balance that in a social gathering?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I'll start off with, I have a great support system. My friends, my family, if they know that I have a sister and a brother-in-law, and that are also vegan, and my boyfriend turned vegan as well. So when we get together, a lot of us know, okay, we're gonna have some vegan options. For Super Bowl, we had a little party. We got together and we had Impossible Meat burgers, vegan mayonnaise, pickles, lettuce, all the veggies. My sister made a vegan ranch. So that's like, what we can control. If I go out like I did yesterday and had a drink, we went to the restaurant. The only vegan items were avocado and chips. Well, I know to pack snacks before eating or being prepared in that way, but it starts with your support system and then just being prepared for those type of events.
Well, that's good. It sounds like you have a very supportive, like, family, friends, and we want the audience to also get to know you. So what we have is this is the time of the show where can you hear that? All right. This is the time of the show where we're going to put you on the spot.
Okay. Oh my. All right.
We want to get to know who the real Cynthia Zamora is. So, Mr. Lindley, you want to take the honors of asking the first question on the spot, Cynthia?
I usually ask two questions, so I'm pretty easy. But this question, I'm gonna switch it up since you're vegan.
All right.
So if you can go anywhere in the world for a week, all inclusive, it's paid for, no worries at all, where would you go and why?
Anywhere where I can be on a beach, by the water, the sand, peaceful, not too crazy, not too secluded either, because then I'd be.
You got to name a place now, because I might want to go. You being too vague now.
Well, the last place that I went that was super awesome that I would love to go back to is Cancun. That was really nice. So something with, like I said, a beach, some water, something relaxing, get some spa treatment. That is the ideal place for me.
Cancun's nice. You can never go wrong with Cancun. Ever,
Right.
ever, ever.
Right.
ever.
Yeah.
All right. The next question. So, if you had to choose a career, anything, if you had to do it all over again, but you can't do what you're doing now, what
Mhm.
career would that be and why?
Well, I did sales. I'm going into nursing. Another thing that I take a lot of pleasure in is planning. So some kind of planner. I like to have control of things. So with my own planner, cross things out, organize. That would be my ideal thing where I can
Would it be like an
organize
event
something.
planner?
An event planner, a wedding planner,
Mhm.
a travel planner, anything where I can set an itinerary and have people, organized and set.
Yeah, I think that would be very helpful nowadays because we have so many people who are like working a 9 to 5, also
Mhm.
have their entrepreneurial dreams, also
Mhm.
have other things going on in their life. And some people like me, I have everything in my head, but I tend to not always write it down and plan it out. So,
Right.
you would be very helpful, especially in this time and age where people are doing so much. Entrepreneurs have a lot going on, and if you're working a full-time job, doing everything else in your life, people need that.
Right. And
I have one more
yeah.
question though, Pat, on the spot question for her. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What spot can we? Okay, if I want to try some real good vegan food, I'm not trying to just include Houston only, but we're in Houston. So, what what
Mhm.
spot if I want to cross over, like if you like, hey, just give it a chance, just give it a try. I'm not talking about no, it's like a burger and nothing like that. A
Mhm.
real authentic, some good food, some good variety, things of that nature. What spot can we go to in Houston and say, hey, okay, give it a chance?
Wait,
Oh,
where are you at now, Cynthia?
I'm in the Valley, South Texas.
Oh, I love
But
it.
yeah, okay, yeah. So we don't have as many options as Houston does. One that just pops out at to me right away. It's not the healthiest, but it is pretty darn good. Is called Project Boyle.
Okay.
Project Boyle. I believe it's over by. It's a mall that's kind of closed down already.
Sharpstown, the old Sharpstown
Yes,
Mall.
yes, right in that
Oh, okay.
area.
Okay.
Okay.
Plaza de Americas, I think. No, is
Oh,
that what it is?
oh,
I can't, I can't remember. But the old Sharpstown Mall off of is it
Pat
off
know.
of
Hey, if it's a spot
Bluegrass?
in Houston, Pat gonna know it, man. Pat is my go-to guy. I'm like Pat, man.
Hey, I done worked all over the city. So I think it's like right before you get to Bissonnette, 59 South, basically. So it's in that
Right.
area. What's it
Yeah.
called again?
Yeah, that's what
Project
that is.
Project Boyle. So they sell like chicken burgers, chicken
Pollo,
sandwiches.
like pollo chicken, pollo.
Right. Boyle.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Okay.
and then there's also food trucks out there. One that is tailored towards barbecue, super good as well. I mean, there if you just look up vegan in Houston, there's at least like 20 places so that are just vegan restaurants. So yeah, you can find quite a bit in Houston.
Right. I think we ran across a few vegan food trucks that we were going to have vending. We had a vendors event back in October.
Oh,
So
cool.
I did we found a few vegan or vegetarian food
Mm,
trucks.
yeah.
So I think that's becoming more and more popular in Houston as far as food trucks, but just vegan and vegetarian in general.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and there's a lot of options out there. And healthier side, Flower Child. And I think
mm,
that's near the Galleria area, and that's really good too.
right.
Mhm.
We got some support coming in. Look, it looks like that might be a family member.
Yeah, that's my brother. You see, I'm telling you, I have a really good support system. It wouldn't be as easy as it is for me. I went from watching that documentary, Game Changers. You guys might like it too if you're into fitness and things like that. It's
Mhm.
super inspiring. I watched it one night. The next day, I threw out all my animal product foods and
Is
went.
that on Netflix?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
Netflix.
Game
The
Changers.
Game
Okay.
Changers.
He said, "Woo!"
Yeah.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Sibling love, man. So
Yeah.
shout out to your brother, Mr. Ray, man. Sibling
Thank
love.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have about to close up the show, and we want to see if you have any final words, just in general, or if somebody is out there have thought about becoming vegan or vegetarian, or just trying to change up their diet, maybe in pescatarian.
Hmm.
What final words would you have for them?
So, it can be super easy. It's easier than you think. One of the things that helped me to start off with was what are some foods that I liked already that were easy for me to get to, like tacos. I love tacos. Who doesn't? So I try to veganize it, which I made them out of veggies, added taco seasoning. You have your corn tortilla with some avocado, some beans, corn, mushrooms, squash, zucchini, bell peppers. Put some taco seasoning, and you have a taco without the meat. Sandwiches, there's vegan mayonnaise, there's tofu deli slices. So oatmeal without the uh, cow milk, you can get oat milk or almond milk. So
Mhm.
just swapping out, there's so many substitutes for what we
Right.
eat that's not vegan.
And I did switch out the cow milk. I actually drink almond and coconut milk. So
Nice.
and it tastes just the same or even better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people that was like, I don't want to eat that because cauliflower pizza or something like that. I don't really want to eat that because I don't know how it's gonna taste. But I
Hmm.
did try it, and it does taste pretty similar, and it does taste good. Even if it doesn't taste exactly the same, it still tastes good.
Yeah. And then just think about the health benefits for you too. That's where it's at.
There goes Mary Zamora. She said, "Yep, she's made those tacos for me really good." So
We
we're
Yeah.
gonna have to
we
try
need to
those
try these
tacos. But
tacos out, man.
Yeah, let me know when you guys have an event, and I'd love to uh, have some vegan options for people to try. That the It's a big misconception that everything's bland or it doesn't have flavor. But if you boil a piece of chicken and boil cauliflower, they both don't have flavor. It's all how you season the chicken, how you season the cauliflower, and there you go.
exactly. So you have any final questions, Chip? You have any more questions?
No, I'm really interested in trying different diets and things of that nature. I know they even have a diet that's based upon your blood type and stuff like that. Because as we get older, we need to be more cognitive and conscious of what we eat. And so, right now, I'm a carnivore. I'm guilty. I love my beef. I love my steaks. But I do want to research more for myself personally on how I can eat healthier to add years to my life. So I'm grateful for the knowledge you dropped and appreciate you definitely coming on the show today.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, and for giving me this opportunity just to educate as much as I can. Again, it's a journey for me. I don't know everything, but it's been a year since consuming animal products, and it's made a huge change in my life. And again, I encourage you to check out the Game Changers. That one has so much information, and it's about being preventative, not waiting till we have that heart attack or until we have that stroke because our veins are clogged of animal fat. So there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah. And, Jenny just took the words out of my mouth. Uh, She said, really great interview. So we really appreciate the family and friends out there. And hopefully with those on the spot questions, they got to know you a little bit
Oh
better.
God. The middle of the podcast.
Yeah, so hopefully
Only
it got a little bit better. I think his phone messed up. But we really
Alright.
appreciate you on. We got like 2 minutes left. So hopefully we get to see you soon, like you said, at one of our next upcoming events. So we're gonna keep you informed on that. And hopefully we'll get to see you pretty soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Patrick. And thanks for what you're doing too about having this podcast and that includes mental health, because it's super important, especially of everything that our world has been going through. So
Yes,
thank you.
definitely. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm glad I have people that I've met in my journey through life that can talk about these things and educate not only the audience, but you're educating me. I'm getting educated every time I'm on the show. So
Good.
thank you for that.
No problem.
All right. April Gonzalez says, really proud of you and very inspiring. So yes, thank you very much. So we will see you later on, Cynthia.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So I think Lloyd has some issues with his phone or his device. So we're gonna go ahead and end the show. We got about 60 seconds left. I want to let everybody know about the upcoming show, which is going to be Lady T's parents, Thurman and Elizabeth Miles, The Power and Purpose of Marriage. Remember, this next episode is going to be on a Monday. But if it does change, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, but get the updates from Lamp Services Facebook page and Lamp CSLLC on Instagram, and also the Lampbitious Instagram page as well. So we definitely will keep you up to date. And we are signing out to 2022 on a Tuesday. This is Patrick Doc Francis, and for my other co-hosts, Lloyd Lindley and Lady T, we will see you next week.